So in today's video guys, I want to go over exactly how you guys can find and use kinetic blades properly. Now kinetic blades are obviously a really important aspect of Fortnite competitive within this brand new season, and in today's video I want to go over how to find them, how to use them, how to rotate with them, and how to fix a common error that a lot of players actually make with them. Now be sure to use code SonataYT in the Fortnite item shop, or if you're buying the battle pass, in order to support me and what I do here on the channel. Let's hop right into this video. So to begin, I want to go over how you guys can try and find kinetic blades within areas around the map. Now kinetic blades are once again one of the most extremely useful items by far in the game right now. They're extremely valuable for using them for mid-game rotation, disengaging from fights, also rotating during the end game. They're very important, taking high ground. The amount of things that you guys can do with kinetic blades are practically limitless. So if you guys don't understand how the item works, let me go over that really quickly for you guys right now. To begin, the kinetic blade has two different attacks that you guys can do. First, if you right click or use your right trigger, you're going to be in a dashing motion in which you dash around 25 to 30 meters forward, depending on exactly how fast you're going when you start to dash and how much elevation you're at. And then you're going to be basically dashing forward in a very quick motion, and you're going to be stopping and then finishing with a quick animation. This is really good for mobility, as your kinetic blade does have 3 of these strikes before your kinetic blade starts refreshing the strikes. And then for your second method of attack using the kinetic blade, this is going to be the second method of attack in which you hold down your secondary fire or aim in button, and you're basically going to be slashing and dashing pretty much anybody that comes near you. It's kind of similar to sort of the lightsabers that were in the game a little while ago. But kinetic blades are actually a pretty simple item, so now let's get into really how exactly you guys can find them. So to begin, I'd recommend that you guys try to look primarily in this new biome up across the map. So as you guys know, with the update of the new season, there's a brand new biome. It's kind of futuristic, it has a bit of a Japanese anime influence. I'd recommend that you guys try to look within this new biome, because pretty much all of the swords that aren't floor spawns are going to be in this new biome. The best place that you can find natural spawns of these swords is going to be in the circle areas. An example of this is going to be Sakura Circle near the bottom of the map. That's just one of them. There's plenty of them around the map, or in temples around the new biome. Within these areas, you're going to be finding these swords in weapon stands, which are basically stands that you can search, and then it gives you and grants you a kinetic blade. That's just one method of actually getting it. The other method that I'd recommend to you guys is getting them through chests. You guys can be looting chests, especially legendary ones, and they can actually drop you kinetic blades. That's why you'll find them oftentimes just laying around near chests if somebody didn't take them. They're an extremely valuable item that's very common out of chests actually. I actually get them quite a bit when I play arena. They're really not that difficult to get, and you guys should definitely consider looking through all of the chests and picking a drop spot that has a lot of chests in order to maximize your chances of getting one. Also, you can get these through floor spawns very easily. Floor spawns are actually pretty much the most common way that people will get them if they don't land at a place that has no weapon stands or no chest spawns that'll really be consistent with you dropping the kinetic blade. Floor spawns are a pretty easy way to get them. You guys can find them laying around the area. I find a lot of them when I land Mega City in Arena. And then of course, the final different way is landing at one specific drop spot in the map, which is going to be Kenjutsu Crossing. Now, Kenjutsu Crossing is actually going to be having 10 of these kinetic blade spawns alone within the POI that you guys can easily get. So if you land here, you guys can pretty much just get a kinetic blade, and then you can dip and find somewhere else to loot. That's actually a strategy that a lot of pro players are doing right now in various different solo game modes. They'll basically land and then they'll try to leave in order to find a better place to loot using their kinetic blade. But those are the general ways that you guys can find kinetic blades around the map. Now let's get into exactly how to use them correctly and fix a common issue that a lot of players will make. So to begin, you guys can use the dash feature for easy movement around the map. However, the big mistake that I see a lot of players making, and actually a really large mistake that I see a lot of players causing to get eliminated, this is going to be using the dash feature and getting caught in the animation at the end of it, and then continuing to do a normal attack because you haven't gotten out of the animation, except you tried to switch to your other weapon and actually fire onto an opponent or something else. Now, the easy way to fix this is to do these easy, simple steps that I'm about to go over now. After you're finished dashing with your kinetic blade, you want to wait for a second, and while you're waiting, you want to spam your switch weapon button in order to try to switch to your shotgun, switch to your assault rifle, anything else that will not be your kinetic blade. And only once you realize that on the bottom of your screen, your game has registered the switch to a different weapon, that's when you're going to actually start firing your weapon, and you can hold down the shoot button. If you hold down the shoot button at any earlier amount of time, or you even try to ADS or anything at all, it's really going to mess up your flow of attack, and you're really not going to be able to actually succeed in continuing to switch your shotgun and start shooting it. Rather, you're going to be stuck in the animation, and you're going to be in a really awkward position for a second, considering that the animation lasts a lot longer than normal, and this is going to give people time to actually fire upon you, which is really risky, especially in competitive lobbies that are good. Now, that's the general way to fix the mistake that I see a lot of players make with this new blade. However, I'm going to be going over some benefits of it and how you guys can rotate around the map with it. So first off, something that I'd really recommend for you guys is using it generally to just get around the map in general. What you guys should 100% do is realize that you don't take fall damage with this weapon, so you can just try to aim up and you can rotate around, trying to get to zone, trying to get out of fights, trying to disengage from different areas, trying to rotate around the map during endgame. Whatever it may be, you definitely need to use the dashing feature of this kinetic blade in order to rotate around. If you aim moving upwards and then you proceed to dash with your kinetic blade, you're actually going to be able to move a lot faster and further than you would if you were aiming straight. And if you have the augments of deploying your glider or kinetic blade cooldowns being refreshed, you can actually gain a lot of distance in a very small amount of time. During the end game though, there is some things that I would recommend. Consider the fact that this item does break builds when you guys dash through it. However, it only breaks one specific layer, so you guys actually can't dash through your own builds. You need to open up and then you need to rotate like that. What you guys can easily do though is you can rotate upwards in the sky, and then you guys can obviously land where you want to land and then rotate from there using your materials and your other methods of rotation. What I wouldn't recommend though is trying to dash into somebody's box with this, because during the end game, obviously nerves are going to be a little bit higher. There's a chance that you might make the animation mistake. It's not always the greatest idea to try to engage with this in a fight. I'd recommend more just use this item for rotation and then leave the rest of the aspect of the item out of it, because obviously it doesn't really do that much damage. Even when you do the dash feature and the normal attack, it's really not that powerful of an item. It's more based upon movement and just general mobility. But overall guys, that is how I would recommend you find and use the kinetic blade. And then if you definitely do those things, you're gonna find one and you're definitely gonna pop off with it. But yeah guys, that is the video on overall how to find and use the kinetic blade. I hope you guys did enjoy. I really enjoyed making this video, considering that I made one similar for the hammer last season. I think it's a really valuable aspect of actually being able to find these items all across the map. You definitely need to find them, and you definitely need to have one, because if you don't, you're going to be at a severe competitive disadvantage. But that's about it for this video guys. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye guys.